Hey guys, it's Kevin. I'm checking in from the Boulders ORV Park, which is just basically north and west of Phoenix, kind of sort of near Lake Pleasant. And this is one of the virgin runs, maybe the second or third run I've taken with this little Project Ram I've got here. So this is a 1994 Cummins, standard cab, long bed, four-wheel drive. Basically ugly as sin, which is, I suppose, exactly the way I wanted it. I'm building this thing to go down through Central and South America with, and the less attention I attract, the better. So a dented, dinged up, scratched paint, four-wheel drive vehicle with ugly wheels on it is probably going to attract a lot less attention than, say, a $150,000 Unimog rig or something like that, or a brand new pickup would. So basically I bought this Knapheide service body off of Craigslist, and then I put this little pop-up camper, also found on Craigslist, on the back of it. Had to modify the camper slightly, but frankly it was a lot easier than I expected it to be. One of the negatives with running the setup, this is a low-profile truck service body, by the way. The regular ones are about, I think, 4 or 6 inches taller than this, and it wouldn't have worked well with the camper. But the floor of the thing is about 6 inches higher, or 4 inches higher or something, than a regular pickup bed. So you can see the gap up there above the cab and below the bed area. I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm actually going to store a set of mat tracks there. And use some kind of, I don't know, I'll put some kind of locker of some sort up there. But basically it's just, like I said, just kind of a big ugly truck, you know, not super exciting, doesn't look like anything that anybody's going to want for their own collection. But here's why I chose the service body. I don't know if you've had a camper or truck camper or what have you, but basically you've got to store everything inside of the camper. So here's what I'm doing, and this is obviously very, very early on in the build. I've got my toolbox set up here. Basically, lid flips up, there's stuff on top. Down here is a flap that opens up, drops down, and there's drawers of tools that come out. This is a machinist toolbox I picked up and really, really like. Got a 36-gallon diesel tank here. It's the old 12-valve Cummins. Right in here, again, stuff like this I haven't even got to yet, but I do have all of my little odds and ends stored in here for right now. Here's a cord if I decide to do any kind of RV park camping. I can hook that in right here, and I can also charge the battery, which is in here, with this outlet, which is kind of nice. I don't have it wired up to the truck quite yet. There's some kind of a drain on the system, and I don't want to drain all the batteries down. So we've got miscellaneous stuff there. Here, all sorts of fluids. I've got a jerry can that's going to hold diesel fuel just in case 36 gallons is not enough. Here I've got all kinds of you know, radiator fluid, water, transmission fluid, that sort of thing. And then I'll show you the inside real super quick. There's nothing at all exciting about it. It's just a 1990s camper. It's got a 3-way fridge, which is kind of nice. Haven't gotten that one hooked up yet. Haven't got the propane system to work properly. The propane system was part of what I had to modify in order to get it to fit into the service body, unfortunately. So don't quite have that ready to go yet. On this side here, this is where the propane used to go. However, the feed for it was up underneath, tucked up under here, and I couldn't work with that. I had to remove it in order to get it onto the service body. So I relocated the propane tanks, which I'll show you in a second. This is all recovery gear, stuff like that. This is for the sand car / off-road car that I've got right there. So that's all extra parts. Here I've got camp chairs, footstool, that sort of thing. And then here's where I relocated the propane to. So I've got 2 regular 20-pound 5-gallon propane containers there. I've got my Coleman camp stove with me for right now because, like I said, the propane's not hooked up to the actual camper yet. And then the cab was a mess. This is like an old farm truck. You know, it's got a lot of wear on it. I replaced the bench seat with these are buckets out of a, I don't know, 2004 or 8 or something or other Dodge Caravan. It's got the fold down armrests on them here, and they're super, super comfortable. I left the factory center console, but I'm going to get rid of that as soon as I build a custom one. And then basically I took some liberties with the dashboard here. There were already holes and stuff, and it was a little bit cracked and pretty ugly. So what I did was I screwed a couple of hangers and such to the thing. I've got my headlamp down below here, the garbage bag. This is just a little tool belt kind of thing from the Home Depot tool section. And again, same exact thing here. I literally just screwed them to the dashboard. So super low tech. This has got a whole bunch of gear and stuff that I use when I go camping. It's real easy to remove. I've just got it in with the third passenger belt there. So basically that's it. Like I said, I'm keeping it kind of ugly. I will remove this fender and some dents, and it will get painted eventually. But I just really want to keep it kind of slow and low and fly under the radar screen. I don't need to attract too much attention from customs agents trying to get bribes, you know, all of that stuff. So just look like a poor guy traveling, some displaced hippie that you know, jumped into a camper and started headed south. Like that's good for me. I like to fly under the radar screen. I don't need attention. So anyway, I'll keep you up to date on the completion of the project, as if there was ever going to be a completion of any project that I take on. It's just a matter of whether the modifications are big ones or tiny ones. So anyway, I don't know if I said or not, it is a four-wheel drive. It's got a Dana 60 front and a Dana 70 rear. So it's plenty beefy, the drivetrain is. It's got a 47 RH trans, which is probably the weak point of the whole system, and then the old 12 valve Cummins will probably be around once I'm dead and my grandkids are dead, I'm guessing. Those things are unbelievable. This one's got, I don't know, almost 300,000 miles on it, and I just had a mechanic check it out. I said, hey, you know, I'm going to be taking this down south of the border. I want to make sure everything's good, you know, before I start building this thing. Please let me know if this engine's going to need any work. And he looked at it. He goes, no, man. He goes, you're good for another couple 100,000 miles at least. So I'll keep oil in it and keep you know, keep it under 100 miles an hour, I suppose. That's, you know, one thing about this thing is the camper just ends up being a bit of a windsock, so you really got to kind of take your time. You know, 60, 65 miles an hour is a pretty good speed. So anyway, that's all I got for you for now. If you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to answer them for you. Yeah, it's just been a real fun project. I totally dig the service body. It's awesome to just be able to drill holes wherever you want. You don't have to worry about messing up the bed of your truck or whatever. You know, it's super cool to just simply put things where you want things. I've, you know, cut a couple of holes into the thing for, you know, with a hole saw for, you know, plumbing and that sort of thing for electrical. And, you know, just it's awesome to not care about the bed or the, you know, looks or appearance of the truck itself, or camper for that matter. You know, you can just totally, you know, put things in the way you want it without spending a whole lot of time being concerned about, oh God, you know, this is a brand new truck, I can't do that, it's going to look horrible. So anyway, thanks for dropping by, appreciate it, and we will catch up with you real soon. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below here, and would love to hear from you if you're building something similar and have some tips for me. Take good care. Thanks a lot.